I don't know what you're talking about. Gonna have to be a little bit more specific than that. Shit, Eunice. Are you talking about Ahmos? Yeah, you got to be clear. I don't like to guess. You're on that guessing frequency. You gotta get on that guessing frequency, brother. That's why I tell y'all to ask. If you want if you want me to give you a clear answer, you got to ask me a clear question. Because then you asking me to guess what your question is about. I don't want to guess. Anybody else? Any other questions? Again, come join us in Atlanta, March the 7th and the 8th for the 1089 seminar. Join us on the 7th for Rainology 102. Or come and join us for the Science of the Netaru. We'll be going over Het Hiru, and that will be on Sunday. Or get a VIP ticket and get access to both. Come join us for the prerequisite to the seminar. We'll be showing people how to meditate, breathing techniques, how to inhale sunlight, how to charge up your brow chakra with the sunlight, grounding, meditating, and hitting a few people with the stab. All the VIP members, y'all will get hit with the stab a few times. You know what I mean? Everybody, y'all go, you got to get a VIP. If you want to get hit with the stab more than one day, you got to get a VIP ticket, right? Because there's a lot to go into that. I'm telling you. Like, man, I don't know man. Said, who are the Egyptians? Said, the Egyptians, listen, when you say Egyptian, those are the Hyksos. Those are the Greeks. They end up becoming your Greeks, right? They were the Amorites. Some of them were Canaanites. Some of them were Persians. Some of them were Turks. And they gathered together in the enclave of beings that squatted in the Happy Nile Valley, in what we refer to as Lower Egypt. Because everything starts in Nubia, and Tanzania, and Kenya, and Uganda. That's where the civilizations lived at. They just telling y'all where these occult centers and all that shit at. And they thought that they could squat in those areas and thrive and live. And, you know, that shit got down to the people, you know, back in Ra, which was the name of the land was Amun Ra. But those are the Egyptians. Those are the Greeks. Those are Caucasian, what you're referring to as Caucasians or mulattoes that was mixed in with Hindus, and they was mixed in with some so-called black people, the Negroid. That's the seed that I will refer to us as, right? But that's all. That's an Egyptian. That word Egyptian itself is a Greek word. That's not even. Those people in that land didn't call that. They called it Amun Ra or Amun Re. That was the land of Amun Ra. It never was called Egypt. It was never even called Kemet. So was the four corners of the planet actually copper color? You're going to have to be a little bit more descriptive. What do you mean? The four corners of the planet. The four corners of the planet used to be the color of the water. Are you talking about the people? Because the planet don't really got no corners on it now. I know what you're talking about. In that, yeah, the people. Yeah, I said that in yesterday's. You probably wasn't here, but we indigenous to the planet. We was here when they bought it out the water. When you go back to Tontanin is enough. I don't be wanting to hear people not talking about Tontanin. I don't be wanting to hear nothing they got to say. Because during that time, see, we looking at one timeline, and that's the one that's in alignment with us right now. But shit didn't start with us. The moon used to be a part of this planet. Listen, because this is about the 10th time I told this. The moon used to be a part of your planet. When the moon was a part of the planet, this planet was 3 times the size that it is now. The asteroid belt of your planet used to be a part of this. You follow? And all of the land was, there was no land. It was just water. Beings came to this planet and pulled the land out of the water. It was just one piece of land, right? And what they keep referring to is Anunnaki, those Anu sent on crafts in groups of 50. At one time, he didn't send crafts in here in the groups of 50. He came and he talked to the beings that lived underwater and made a deal with them to bring the land up out of the water. This shit happened billions of years ago, hundreds of billions. You hear me? And the first land, the first mammalians called the Lulu Amalus, thank you, timekeeper, that he that he generated out the planet was to mine the gold. So when we start talking about all these laws and the contracts and all of that shit, it does have some relevance because we've allowed ourselves to be integrated back into our own system that somebody else took over. They just separated us from our own codex, and they switched the syntax into some bullshit. It ain't got nothing to do with nothing. But see, all of that's still a distraction because by the time that they did start squatting and what they're referring to as Egypt, we had already descended. You know what I mean? We had already regressed because we were already too rich. We had too much money and we wasn't going back to the occult centers. We stopped learning about the stars and said, oh, we gotta, someone's appointed that position. I don't need to learn that stuff. I'll let my children learn it. And their children just followed in their parents' tradition and said, I'll just put it on my next children. I want to travel. I want to go live luxuriously. I want to just bathe and do nothing. The next generation, I'll send them off to school. And all that did was made us regress. We stopped learning alchemy. We stopped studying the stars. There's a documentary that's on YouTube. I tell many of the people in our community to watch it. Prophecy and Reincarnation. Prophecy and Reincarnation break down the Nagas, the Sambos, the snake people, which we related to the snake people too. You got a whole bunch of different beings in the genetics, not in the spirit of who you are, but in the physical body. You signed up with everything that's connected to this timeline. You hear me? But spiritually, you predate everything down here, right? You're from the other end of the divine. And so we originated, we indigenous to the planet as far as the landmass is concerned, right? Now, when you want to start talking territories and all that stuff, they don't have a shot in hell because as raynologists, what we point out is the point of origin. Where is your point of origin that you're holding your proverbial flag? Because all I'm going to do is go find the language and see when that language began. And then I'm going to look at the Proto-Indo-Euro tree and see if it's attached to that. Got your ass every time. Every time I do it, I got them. You know what I mean? But they thieves, they're robbers. And Alexander the snake, who renamed, I want to say that was called Timbuktu. He renamed that Alexandria, the Liberia Alexandria. That wasn't called Alexandria. He took that shit over, burnt over 70% of the records of the stuff that was there, destroyed a lot of the temples and a whole bunch of other shit, and didn't replace it with anything better. It ain't like they made a positive impact on this world after they came and invaded Egypt. What they're referring to is Egypt, because that's the only part that they came through. They high yellow ass wasn't going to come down in the Kush, what you call an Abyssinia or Ethiopia. They didn't come down in the Sudan with that bullshit. They went right back to that same little area where they were squatting at, where all the occult centers are, right? Where our scribes and our scientists dwell and thrive. That's not even where the warrior class in the military belong. And they knew that shit. You hear me? And they got kicked up out of there again. Like, we keep kicking their ass. When you look at real history or real my story, which they try to make a mystery, tell you all of these fake ass fables about them and how patriotic and how, man, y'all some damn devils. In this day and time, where any white person trying to say how noble or any, man, first talk about how devilish you are. But not you per se, but what you come from. Anybody you trying to hold up as a Caucasian, make sure you hold up them devils first. And say, hey, these motherfuckers is devils. They did this, and they connected. Show me that shit first. I don't want to know how fucking patriotic George Bush the seventh is. Fuck that motherfucker. Fuck him and his patriotism. You should be patriotic for your country, man. Get the fuck out of here. You an immigrant. You're a Puritan, a Quaker, a Pilgrim, an Englishman. You English muffin, tight wearing, wig wearing, squash buckling ass looking motherfucker. You are an immigrant. How dare you say be patriotic about any goddamn thing? Came over here with fucking Lyme disease and ticks and gonorrhea and smallpox, eating your meat undone. During the so-called Black Plague, they was living to be 35 years old. You made it to 35 years old, you was old in those days. They was getting married and having children at 12 and 13 years old because they had a short life expectancy. They didn't know how to wash their ass. They didn't know how to clean their food. They don't want to tell you that part. You hear me? Anybody else? Any other questions? Shouts out to Mystic Peace. So fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. Who's next? Oh, that was the movie. But that's neither here nor there. I hope that answered the last person's question that had a question. Telling you guys, come join the 1089 tech community. Said who is the Black Tarian family? I don't know, man. I haven't looked into all that Tarian shit. I haven't looked into that. I'm not being drawn to that. That's like some ice wall type of information. I don't deal all into that. 9 times out of 10, it's connected to some Jewish shit. No, you should I start with the Emerald Tablets? You want to start with a biology book and the dictionary. Go into etymology and a thesaurus. Start to strengthen your vocabulary and your lexicon. Expand those things. Then start reading all of your Black authors. Don't read no white shit no more. Stop listening to these motherfuckers. They liars. Even when they do put shit out there, they gonna put a P. Diddy remix on it to make themselves look good. So fuck that. And fuck them. Start paying attention to your Black authors. I don't even give a fuck if they shit ain't all the way right and exact. It's still coming from somebody that's genetically linked to you. we gotta start honoring our authors, man. For real. And I tell everybody to read all the books my Supreme Grand Master Teacher wrote, because he give you a multitude of references to branch off on, because he speak other languages. You hear me? But start with a dictionary. The dictionary and a biology book. You know, that's the oldest axiom in antiquity, is to know thyself. So he said, I started with Dr. York. Right on. Would you want Nurse Kim? Let me look at you. Yeah, she said she started with Dr. York. Right on then. Was you down on the land and stuff? Did you ever? Was how long? Let me say that. I gotta say that now. What year was that? Yeah, if you was reading the doc, if you was belong to the orders and stuff like that, then you definitely more advanced. Said back in the 80s, yeah, you was. See, what made you go off? Like you put the knowledge down. Maybe some people you couldn't deal with there. Who knows? But it's still around. It's still thriving. Uh, people like yourself, I'm filling in a lot of blanks and dots that may have been missing. And I know there's a whole bunch of people here on a whole bunch of different levels. And you know how the dot got out. We did everything in question and answer format. So you have to allow yourself to be questioned. And this is one of the reasons, you guys, I say, hey, you guys got any questions, ask your questions. Because then we find out, more about you and more about what you're capable of understanding. So based on what that sister just told me, that says that's when she first started reading her books was Dr. York. That let me know that I could really open up at another level when I'm answering her questions, which I did with the questions that she asked. And I could tell right off the cups that you read, but I wasn't going to vet that up out of it. It just presented itself naturally, right? Like some people will come in here and ask me, have I ever heard of Dr. York? And they don't even see Wahani up there above the board. They wasn't that perceptive. And when a person not that perceptive, I know they wasn't taking in the knowledge at the rate that they should have been taking it in. They didn't even tie that all together. Most people that are Nawapian, 90% of Nawapians, I don't care what they dressed in, I could tell they Nawapian without even, I could just look at you and tell. I could tell by what you type. I know, right? And that's what we need all of our so-called black people, because and that's why I'm always saying so-called black peace currently at work. Thank you for answering my questions yesterday. Okay, you're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah, ask any questions you guys have. I'm here to answer those questions. Said, beware those awakened by the anak. Oh yeah, little 50. Hey, I'm not here to castigate on nobody. I ain't gonna get on nobody's ass. But hey, that's why Dr. Ray is doing the Dr. Ray, right? Download books available for download on my website. Come out to the events. I'm a teacher of raynology. I'm not with all that Wu Sabat and all that other shit. Them niggas don't even do Q&A no more. I ain't gonna even go there. Say, how do you join the community? All you gotta do is purchase a Orgonite device. Go look in my story and you will see some of the Orgonite devices I have. Purchase you an Orgonite device and you get access to our community. The next event is going to be in Atlanta, Georgia. That's March the 7th and the 8th. Duluth, Georgia. Tickets available on the website. 1089techvision.com. You can see it right over my head or it's in the bio. Tickets are still available, man. Once it get to a certain level, I'm going to cut it off and I'm going to take the event down. That way I can start structuring how we going to, but tickets are still available, you guys. Yeah, but that's the way, Nurse Kim. All you got to do is purchase a piece of tech. I don't care if it's a pop socket. I don't care if it's a small pendant, right? Or get you go big for all my people that meditate, my people that do Reiki. You need to just go ahead and get you a chest plate. All my people that work in studios and around 2 or 3 computer screens all damn day. You need tech around your neck, man. Stop thinking linear. Stop thinking like, oh man, I'm gonna be all right. Ain't nothing gonna happen to me. And you look up 10 years later and the doctor say, yeah, you got fucking testicular cancer. Like, how did I get that? And did you have your laptop in your lap? Yeah, I did. Like, yeah, that's how. You know what I mean? Getting breast cancer, you know, they showed like it was I can't remember her name. She's the representative of California. they blocking that shit from my memory. Her name is Karen something. Karen Owens. Her name's Karen Owens. She's the representative for California. Her husband died of a brain tumor because he was a lawyer. He was always on his cell phone, like always. So he had a brain tumor. He got cancer clusters in his brain. It cooked all the gray matter in his brain, right? She sat down with this one lady. Man, what's her name? She was one of the Baywatch babes, not Pamela Anderson, the other one. But they was talking about the iPhone and how women put the iPhone in their bra. And a lot of 70% of the women that was doing that was getting breast cancer, right? And the tumor in their breast was shaped like the battery in the iPhone. This is documented fact, right? There's even an occurrence that was once captured on Instagram with the the little girl, she slept with the phone on her chest and the magnetism in her chest caught onto the phone and it exploded and she died. Y'all heard about that one before? Like these are instances where these things are having effects on people. And I implore for people to get you some tech around your neck. I'm telling you, feel the difference instantaneously. You're too ashamed. You don't want people to see you wearing that. To put it up under your shirt. But protect yourself from that radiation. Stop sleeping with your cell phone in your bed, right? Stop doing that. Stop plugging in your charger and putting it behind your bed and plugging up your phone. You just around so much radiation. Because that shit ain't knocking your ass off right then and there, you think everything okay. But it's the long-term effects over time that it's having on you, right? It decreases the quality of life that you're capable of experiencing. I'm telling you, I've been building Oregon for over 15, 16 years. I know the ins and outs of all this shit. I just lead with the Oregon. Y'all see I'll be dropping knowledge on y'all ass. I got apparel. We got oils, ancestor money. I make my own ancestor money. It's quite effective. And our community is growing at a rapid rate. Yeah, go to the website, beloved. Click the tab, Jackie. That's my what's her name there. And thought that said Miss Green. Yeah, go to the website. I got all that. Y'all come out to the event March the 7th and the 8th. It's gonna be Atlanta, Georgia. This is our 8th time coming to Atlanta. This is our 12th event. This is our 12th event. If the tickets sell out, I drop the prices for the July the 7th, 25th event. We doing one in July in Texas, in San Antonio, for those that want to take the Ancestral Ultra Activation Workshop, right? And you can get accelerated on the path of what I teach if you take the discourse. I mean, you can't help but to win with me. I take people in 12 months where it take them 12 years to go vibrationally. In 12 months. Some people be walking with me for a minute and be like, shit, I'm good now. I can handle everything. And then they still end up spinning the block. Hey, what's going on around here, man? Right? But I'm accelerate your ass, especially if you've been missing some things. Because I've been on the scene over 29 years. You know, I first got activated like in 97. Right? It's 2026. That's 29 years, man. It'll be 29 years in May. No, I didn't have to depend on YouTube. I had an actual teacher. You know what I'm saying? I had a teacher. I'm like, oh shit. Then I had student teachers that was erudite and advanced. And I tell y'all, I spent the first 7 years being corrected. Every time I wasn't even trying to teach. Just breaking the knowledge down to somebody would get me corrected. Or brothers would tell me and give me resources and reference points. You know, everybody wanted to see everybody become a refined teacher. Everybody, right? That was the main goal of what Dr. Melakaza Duck York L was setting forth, was to raise teachers and leaders. Instead of gangsters and thugs, turning them into teachers and leaders. Doctors, physicists, biologists. You hear me? They're not going to highlight that stuff. They're going to show you shit that they want you to know, or what they want you to think about what they think about somebody. You the damn devil. Why we going to listen to your squatting ass? You's the immigrant. You the immigrant. All right, baby. You the immigrant squatting on this land, man. How hypocritical are you? And for all you niggas that listen to these motherfuckers, how dare you? Especially when it came to my Supreme Grandmaster teacher. I guess CNN is a lie. Fox is a lie. Everybody's a fucking lie about everything that they saying, except when it come to Dr. York. When it come to him, oh no, they was telling the truth about that. But when they show you everything else, oh, they the devil. You got to pick a side. You can't play both sides of the fence. And many of you guys are, y'all blaming the fence and ain't picking no side. Moving the proverbial goalpost with your castigations. And it's okay because everything is recorded. You hear me? It's all recorded. All the way down to Sheriff Seals in his old fucking pork chop sloppy ass. Yeah, I was there. That's when I came in 97. You know, 97. And it was the best time of my life. I was young. I ain't gonna say how old I am, but I was very young. So I've been on this for quite some time, you guys. I'm not new to this. I'm not these YouTube ass niggas. I sacrificed my 20s for my spiritual elevation. I mean, I had record contracts on the table and everything. I could have been a rapper and been influencing people in a negative way. And instead, I influenced myself in a positive way. You know, with the right type of leadership, instructions, and directions from a Supreme Grandmaster teacher. You know, and I'm forever grateful for that. And fortunate as well. And I would be doing him a disservice if I wasn't applying myself in no way. You know, it's a whole bunch of people that rock with the doc. But he needs you to be out here banging on the beats. He don't need y'all to keep saying free him, free him. Nigga, be him, be him. Stop saying free him and be him. You hear me? Be him. When you gonna take on the mantle? When you gonna show what he has poured into you and what you've been capable of expounding on from there? You know, a lot of them missed that, man. Many didn't even give a fuck. Like, shit. I'm too close to that shit. See, I wasn't real close to the doc like that. So the impact it had on me allowed me the space to grow into a station to where I could really personify how much I appreciate it. You know, it's a whole bunch of newer beer that know me. They'll tell you they ain't got nothing but great things to say about me. Like, yeah, that nigga, he always been on it. He never, you know, I was doing a multitude of other things, not paying attention to this is what I should have been doing the whole damn time. And I started doing it. Right? I always been doing it, but I should have been pouring, like my mother said, may the ancestors be with her, pour 1,000% into that. Because I had the capability of influencing people in a positive way. I also had the ability of influencing people in a negative way. But I don't want to influence nobody in a negative way. I want to influence you in a positive way. You hear me? I want what's best for my people. Somebody got to, because ain't nobody been doing that for quite some time now. Every nigga that y'all listening to and sold they self out for a fucking Amex card in in a Neiman's Marcus shopping spree. But they ass ain't never know how to get that bullshit. I done put my life on the line several times and was able to commandeer all that type of bullshit. So you can't get me to sell out for that. You can't give me no rims in the chain and think that that will flatter me. That shit don't flatter me, my nigga. I know how to get ass. I know how to commandeer me a woman too. I ain't, you know, it's nothing they can do. That's why they fuck with me the way that they do. They're like, man, we can't get this nigga to sell out. They done sent the Illuminati at me 3 times. You know, the Rothschilds, Lord, whatever the fuck this nigga name was, and they sent the Lord, a Baron, and a Duke at my ass. And a model bitch at me. I still like, nah, man, I want to get down with that shit. What can you offer me? You can't offer me shit. Just get the fuck away from me. See, they don't want me to influence y'all. They done told me that. I'm just keeping it 10. Y'all know, for those that know me, y'all know how transparent I can be. But they don't want me to influence the people that's already asleep. They want me to influence influencers that's under their influence. And I refuse to do that, man. So when I be telling some of you guys, you be doing yourself a disservice because it's a lot of times it's your dearly departed that pulled you into this room. But they see what me and my students in the AAA Academy are doing and the alumni. We got hot plates for our altars. We're praying at our altars every day. We're giving reverence to the sun. We're giving reverence to the planet. We're giving reverence to the creator of all there is. Every day, we devoted and dedicated. I ain't making nobody do the things that they doing it because they doing it because they see that it's making a difference and it's making a change and it's having an impact on this reality. This shit's so much bigger than these fucking pyramids and shit that I got. It's so much bigger than this. It's so much bigger than the OrgoniteTEK in the gear. It's bigger than that, man. We are custodians of the fucking planet. And for all y'all people out there that be calling yourself gods and goddesses, get your ass out here and do something to impact the planet in a positive way. Then say that you the god. Then say that you a fucking goddess. But I'll be damned if I listen to you call yourself that shit and you farting and smothering that shit into a chair and you saying that you a god or that you a fucking goddess. That shit don't mean you a fucking human. You got to pay a light bill or a gas bill or whatever fucking type of bill. You are a fucking human. Let's keep it 10K, man. God damn. I done seen some fucking off-world activity and beings. I ain't gonna act. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna act like I didn't when I have. I'm not from St. Louis, but you gonna have to show me if you saying that you this and you that. Because I used to be the same way. My rap name was the God 99, right? Until I seen Sekhmet in real time. When I seen Sekhmet, she showed me. She was like, Nick, she ain't even say nothing. I was like, boy, that'd be the last time I say that I'm God. People still call me and be like, peace, God, peace, God. I'm like, yo, man, don't call me God. Call me my name, goddammit. My name is Ali. Call me Ali, a Dr. Ray, a brother. Man, you the God, though. Like, shit. To you, I might be a God. But to the sun, I'm nothing but a micron. You hear me? And to the sun's daughter, I'm just a tiny ass micron. Your sun is one of the smallest suns in the galaxy, in the Milky Way. It's one of the most smallest. It looked like a pebble next to XYJ Arcanus. It's a big ass sun that's like 93 million times larger than our sun. Our sun like a pebble next to that thing. So imagine the planets that's orbiting that massive star and the size of the organisms on that planet. They couldn't even pay a visit to your planet. They're too large. Are you conceptualizing what I'm saying? Remember I was telling you guys about the soul and how you can't even fit here. It's like you trying to fit in Legoland. Like the mechanics of his makeup it doesn't fit. It's like like I showed you guys before. It's like attempting to take an ocean and put it into a 20-ounce Coke bottle. You can't do that. It's going to overwhelm, it's going to overwhelm it. Anybody else? Any other questions? Any questions? All right. Hold on a second. Let me take a water break. All right. Anybody else? Any other questions? Share my views on ascension. Ascension is an act. You're going to have to be a little bit more definitive with the question. And I have a multitude of views on ascension. But let me know what you're wanting to know, baby tricks. Don't try to trick me. Okay, the process of ascension. Okay, let me make it, I'm going to put it very practical for you, right? Have you ever been on an airplane? Right? Say, or is it energy? No, you are energy. See, you trying to make it something outside of yourself, Nettie. You already it, right? So what happens if you've been on an airplane before? When you're on the ground, when you're going through the jetway, everybody that's on the jetway, you about to lead a frequency, listen, and the timeline of everybody that's putting them bags on the plane. You're about to ascend from that timeline. You're about to put yourself on a higher frequency than everybody that's putting them bags on the plane, everybody that's taking the tickets, everybody that's driving the luggage to the next plane. You're about to leave all of them. You're about to ascend, and you're using, listen, a vehicle in order to accomplish this feat. You hear me? So when you take off into the air, you have ascended the laws of gravity. But you used a mechanism in order to take you there, in order to breach that limitation. Exactly, a vehicle, right? You got in a vehicle called an airplane, and it took you up. Because most people don't know planes, they go in the arc, right? They don't just shoot all the way up, they go in the arc. So that's one form of ascension. Now, as far as the ascension that everyone keeps referring to, and they try to make it some believable thing, because that's what the Canaanites, the Caucasians, they operate in belief. The Hindus operate in faith, and the 9 ether beings operate in fact, right? We look at things practically. We got to have sound right reasoning. We just ain't going to do some shit. I ain't about to go to Camp Crystal Lake with your ass. Not in case I could take a 40 in 3 clips. Then I might come with you. I might come with you. You know what I mean? I'm gonna need to see the police there and all that shit. And I want a fucking trip sensor, and then I'll come kick it at Camp Crystal Lake for the weekend. We just not going there with a pencil and a notepad and about to go kick it somewhere where I don't got no service or none of that. We not playing them games. We need to know. We don't we want to be for show, right? So when we're talking about ascension and the planet, see, it's the planet that's going through an ascension. And every 26,000 years, your planet, I don't want to take this off the board, but the planet kind of does like this, right? 26,000 up here, 26,000 down here, and 26,000. Right now, we in between the 26,000 period, and we heading into an ascension. You follow what I'm saying? So let's look at the spectrum again. And when we reach our lowest density, when it takes that dip, we go down into the red end of the spectrum. As it goes into an ascension, you follow? It starts to go into the yellow end, the green end, the turquoise end, the indigo end. You follow what I'm saying? That's what's going on with your solar system. Not just the planet, the whole solar system does that every 26,000 years. And it makes a full circumference around the galaxy. It takes 26,000 years for it to make a complete orbit around the galaxy. Yes, just like the stock market, the same way. Your biorhythm in your body. Like when you go to the doctor, you see how they be like, flatline, he dead. The biorhythm then went away. You follow? I hope that answers your question. Does that answer your question about ascension? Now, that same process that the solar system is going through, your planet is going through. And everything on the planet is going through everything on a micro level that the planet is going through on a macro level. But see, it's more about the planet itself. The planet is your big dog, to put it in the colloquial term. Right? The planet say what the fuck going on. But see, the planet still ain't died yet. It still ain't died. You done incarnated, got old, died, got put in the ground, went back up into the divine realms, came back down into a body at least 20,000 times, and the earth still ain't never left here. That's why when you grab a crystal and you put the crystal in your hand, that crystal remember you from your last lifetime. It remembered the energetic connection that it had with you. And that's why some of you were so drawn to particular crystals. Certain crystals, you drawn to them. You're like, oh man, I don't know why, it's something about this crystal, because you had it in your last lifetime. And it ends up activating all of the dormant recall in your subconscious memory. What you're trying to do is break the mental plane that's on your planet. You got about 100 years to do that, to prepare for it. Like it tells you in antiquity, in the Papyrus of Ani, it tells you, spend every day of your life preparing for the afterlife. For in doing so, you will obtain the keys to eternal life. So you are looking to activate yourself on a mental level. And this is what I go over in the seminars. All you people that's been coming out to the seminars, pull your notes out. Go back over through your notes. And I know some of y'all have, you like, damn, all this shit is connecting. Everything that I do is connecting. That's why I call myself a master of alignment. But I had to pour, it's so many layers to it. A lot of y'all want it to just be 2 or 3 layers. It's not, man. Not if you really want to know this shit. It's a multitude of layers. It's a facet of ways to look at it physically, just the physical aspects, because you can't get to the spiritual aspects until you master the physical aspects of what is being presented. You follow that? And most people don't want to do that. They just want to go right to the divine. Like, man, fuck the earth. Fuck the red spectrum. I'm going right to the divine. It's like, yo, what about all the shit in between? Fuck all of that. I just want to go there. Like, no, you don't. Because you wouldn't even came here in the first place. You hear me? Yeah. In order for you to, shouts out to Darren Steele, in order for you to be an eternal being, that the knowledge that you attain would have to be eternal. It would have to be. Not in case you want everything to come to an end, then it will come to an end. And that'll be the end of you. But if you vibrate on a different frequency, the data attached to that would have to match that. Right? They told it to you backwards. They put everything upside down. They took this end and put it at the sky end and took the sky and put it down at the ground. And then they turned it into a flag. Because that goes against nature. Right? That goes against growth. That's what creation is based on, is growth. The dormant say reproduction. That's not what it is. It's growth. Before something is when it reproduces, it still needs to go to grow. So it's about growth and creation. Growth is what's taking place within creation. And for the person that said it earlier about being born, you weren't born, you were grown in a garden that you call a planet. Look at the word planet and you can see the word plant. Plant it, planet. And the game that you're playing is or be it. Be you or be it. You hear me? Thank you, Gerald. Shouts out to Gerald. Right? Or be it. Be you or be it. I told you guys about the inner verse, the outer verse, and the universe. See, when you get on the other side of the grimoire, there's shit that they can do to you. They can only mess with you through the electrical components. Anything that's electrotized, right? That's the only way that they can fuck with me. And I'm telling y'all, I get trolled beyond being on here. Because I'm actually having a positive impact, a positive influence. I'm influencing the young men in my community to do the right thing. I encourage them in their sexual activity. If you're going to be sexually active, you need to put yourself in a position where you're going to be raising a family. You know what I'm saying? But don't be having sex. I'd be doing you a disservice if I didn't tell you that. Young ladies. See, I can't really talk to the young ladies because the young ladies don't come into the community. They don't want to come in. They think they still got time to out here and they think you're going to be young the next 20 years. You're not. I keep telling y'all they want your placenta. Because there's many beings here that's not born with placentas. Yeah, you got to plant your seed in the right garden. I'm saying that they may have done that and they taking care of their responsibilities. I'm saying for the sisters on the other end, I don't have enough young sisters in the community so I can tell them that, hey, you should be looking for someone to have a family with. Someone is family, they have a family mentality, right? Stop getting with these niggas that don't know their daddy. They don't have a stepdaddy that been in their life that raised them. Y'all getting with dudes that have not been raised. And the guys is getting with women that haven't been raised. They were just brought up and picked up learned behaviors. You know, a lot of women the woman not there to teach, right? She teaches as far as she can. By the time the child gets 7, they don't want to listen to mama no more. That's where the reinforcement come in, and you got daddy. And daddy is there to teach you. Right? Daddy gonna teach your ass. Gonna teach you how to self-govern yourself. Because you rather get that that hard love from daddy than to get it from the system. Because in the system, it ain't no damn love. That shit don't love you. But the one thing that's missing in these young women today is they don't have wise counsel to refer to. The wise counsel that you do have to refer to, you make up an excuse as to why you're not going to listen to that. You know what I'm saying? But y'all wet in the bed and shit in the pamper. And you know it. Nobody got time for all that drama and all that. You done fucked up. A lot of women don't like hearing me say that shit. It's like, yo, you done fucked up. You got to live with that. Ah, but that nigga done left me. Hey, man, you knew the consequences of your fucking acts. I'm going to take him to court and I'm going to do this. And that's fine too. But guess what? The damage already fucking done. God damn. Get your ass out there and prevent the next generation from doing that. Would you do that? Hell no. You just going to try to tell them how men ain't shit. And that's not right. That's not going to keep the ball rolling in evolution. You know what I mean? Like, fuck it. If I can't get it right, ain't nobody else going to have it right. She'll sit there like the Wicked Witch and Snow White, telling her all that bullshit to get her to bite the apple. That's what a lot of these older women are doing to the younger women. I seen it. I got 4 sisters. I know what the fuck I'm talking about. You hear me? So save me the crap. But I am here for the next generation. And the children I'm talking to right now, they're currently in the 2nd grade to the 7th grade. The children I'm talking to right now. And they picking up those in the 2nd grade, they operating right here in the throat and the brow area. Energetically, they picking up on the psychic waves that are creating ripple effects throughout the multiverse. They picking up on it. Especially if they ain't got them damn beat ear things on their fucking head. And that shit cooking the inside of their fucking brain. Long as that's not happening, and they got parents that's rearing them up right? They gonna pick up on this shit. They picking up on everything I'm saying right now. And as they get older, it gets stronger and stronger until they actually see me. And I said that 13 years ago. Listen to the children that was in the 2nd grade then to the 7th grade. And if you do the math and look at the people in our community, all of the young men that are around that age, they all in the community. And all of the women that come out to the seminars, they'll tell you like, yeah, they feel protected when they come to our seminars. That's the one consistent that I'm hearing. Like, damn, I feel protected. Anywhere we go. Like, man, I just feel so protected around the brothers when I'm around the community. You hear me? That's letting you know that I'm bringing the people up right. I'm bringing the young men up right. I'm giving them the right instruction and in the right direction, just like I would for my sons or my daughter or to any other child that's around me, because there's a lot of children around me. They call me Pop, and I ain't even they Pops. I done became my teacher. My teacher used to call him Pops. Now people calling me Pops. Hey, Pops. Hey, Pops. I'm like, oh, shit. I'm Pops. Right? But that's how it go, man. That's how it go. And like I said, we done made an impact. We done impact the sky in a positive way. We done impact the ley lines. We done impact the chakra points of the planet in a positive way. We done remove the chemtrails. We done nullified the electrical pollutants that are blanketed over particular areas, right? So that we can go back into ascension. We can get back on the ascension path. It's like a flight taking off and it's just being stuck mid takeoff. That's impossible. That defies the laws of physics. So you got something going on within the mechanics of how we process things it's on froze. It's in a stasis. We got to remove it up out of that stasis. We got to thaw this shit out and nourish the planet once more. And that's something we've been doing. And because of that, we've had a positive impact on the planet. Now we're having a positive impact on the afterlife. So many of my students are so diligent and devoted to the veneration of their dearly departed. We starting to impact the afterlife in a positive way. And now with the making of DreamTech Ultra, that's my new Orgonite mechanism I done made. Now I'm starting to impact the dream realm as well. I've already been prompted by the Ascended Masters. And I'm not saying that to try to sound all arrogant or boastful. But that shit been going on for the last 2 years. I've been receiving messages from the 8th dimension. For all you 5th dimensional ass niggas. They be talking, oh, 5D. Y'all just guessing and speculating. You said the 5D reality. Yo, 5D so removed from 3D. What's going on is what we gonna get access to, Darren, to put it in context. Because we can't bring nothing. It's the planet. It's what the planet want to do, right? And the planet wants to operate in the 5th dimension. It's sick of operating in the 3rd dimension. It's sick of being in this dissension. So as we ascend through the spectrum, right? That's up there on the quantum level. That's why you got the qubits in the computers now. That's why the screen is 1089 degrees. That's 528 pixels. The same amount of pixels that appear in the lens of your eye, right? Everything is basically reflecting the body. So at the quantum level, you know, it could process information beyond H1. That's taking you beyond the spirit, right? Spirit is a gas, hydrogen, helium, right? Those are gases. When you get past that, you go into quantum. Once you get past the quantum, you go into the angelic realm. Then when the planet gone, let us reclaim our divine right that was stolen for us. Well said, Dwayne. Right. Right. But when you leave the planet, let you get back that divineness. That's right, brother. That's what it's all about. Because like I said, we got 100 years, man. You got 100 years if you lucky. They done already figured out something for you to do with 66 of those years. They already got it planned out for you. You spend 15 years going to work. You spend 15 years watching television, entertainment, going to concerts and sporting events, right? That's 30 years of your life. You spend 24 years of your life in the bathroom preparing or coming back from one of those two, whether it's the movies or the 15 years of entertainment or the 15 years at the fucking job, right? You spend 24 years in the bathroom. That's 54 years of your life. They already got that figured out for you. You spend 12 years doom scrolling through your cell phone. That's 66 years of your life. They already got it 666 for your ass. 15, 1 plus 5 is 6. 24 years in the bathroom, 2 plus 4 is 6. 15 years of watching entertainment and sports and shit. 1 plus 5 is 6. 12 years in the cell phone, 6 plus 6 is 12. That's 5 sixes. And you add them all up, it's 66 years. Somebody did that. That's by design, right? That's what's been going on. And you being influenced by beings that are outside the visible range. They're having a negative impact on your reality. You might think they're having a positive impact because it then gave you a little nigga trinket, right? It then gave you a little trinket. And you're like, oh, look what God gave me. Yeah, but look what got taken away from you. You hear me? And they fucking with you. Everything that's right in here is down here fucking with the beings here. The beings up here is watching these beings down here fuck with you. Right? And it's attempting to get you to break through the spell casting so they can connect to you telepathically or through your clairvoyance and intuition. But you got to raise up the chakra chart to do that, man. You got to come up out of the root, up out of the sacral. But you got to master this first in order to come up out of it. You will keep trying to go up and you will get up so far and then you get dropped back down. Instead of keep trying to ascend past this shit, why don't you master this first and then just go up a step at a time? And that way, when you start meeting the resistance, which is right here in the heart, you can start getting past that. Start personifying in the higher ends of the spectrum because all of those chakras are moving in the right direction. Now, when you pick up the reception, it's coming from your own oversoul, right? It's not coming from something else. It's coming from you, right? And I told y'all, that's what you came here for, was to master yourself and then master your mind. And once you become that, you become a mastermind. Then you could dye the mind, right? Diamond. Shouts out to Baba's Baba Sia. What's his name? Saeed Baba. Saeed Baba, that's his name. The old avatar for the Hindus. Right? He said you gotta dye your mind. And he started crying diamonds. They said, how you able to cry diamonds? He said, because I made my mind die. And you got to turn your mind in. And once you turn your mind in, then you can operate from your divinity. Uncorruptible. You can't even be corrupted by your own inner influence because you done turned it all in once you done got to the divine level. Right? Anybody else? Any other questions that we may have? I got about 15 minutes for y'all. 14 minutes for y'all. 13 minutes. That's right, Dwayne. Dwayne know what time it is. Everything from the bottom up. That's right, Dwayne. Dwayne know what time it is. You can't skip levels, y'all. There are no shortcuts on the spiritual path as a spiritual being. In order for you to gain overstanding, you first got to have understanding. And you don't get the degrees of overstanding until you got 360 degrees of physical knowledge. And then when you get 360 degrees of spiritual knowledge, where you obtain 720 degrees of overstanding, right? And once you start operating from the level of overstanding, now you're overstanding at the level of everything at the mental level. Now you can't be mentally enslaved anymore, right? And now you can start having an impact spiritually on others. And that's why that's lined up with the throat. And you start speaking with wisdom. That's Tahuti, right? And then a mind's eye opens up and is able to pick up on the transmissions that's being sent from the divines and being sent from the angelics. That's why many of my students, they see the angelic numbers all the time. And the symmetrical alignments that they be experiencing are beyond explanation. At this point, it's just pretty much psychic activity. That's all we can attribute it to at this point, right? Because you do have the ability to have an impact on this reality. That's the main thing some of y'all are just starting to get. Like, damn, I'm influencing this shit. I'm the reason this shit is popping off. Right? You say Reiki only give you energy deep within. Yeah, you already the energy. I don't know why y'all keep missing that. You already that. You already that. It's just you got to tap into it. Tap into yours and operate from it, right? Or be it. All right? Got 10 more minutes, you guys. We're going to call out the 99 Netaru. Click the link in the bio. Come join us on school. And come on into the classroom. It's free. Get it while it's free. After 90 days, it's not going to be free no more. You want to come on in and get it while the getting is good. Or get it while the getting is available. Well, eat a bird, bless your heart. She be on it. I'm gonna hook you up, mother. Eat a bird. Yeah, don't post on the page, Golden May. Is the dream tech also good for meditation and visualization? Yes, it's excellent for it. That's why I'm in the process of making a pillow right now, because you could take that same pillow that you sleeping on and put it up under your butt and meditate on the pillow, right? And meditate on that pillow. You could take that same piece and bring it with you and meditate with it as well. You know, that'll also help bridge the gaps during your dream time as also. And I also encourage everyone to dream journal from having that or the dream tech up under your pillow. And don't just journal about what you dream about. Journal about what took place in your day, because it'll start bridging a lot of gaps. And I say that from experience. You know, I filled up the dream journal I had, and I need to make another one. I really do. In fact, I already got it. I just need to start writing in it and taking even more notes, because I've had some profound discoveries. So how did I feel? I gave the example the other day. Like I was listening to Irene Anthikasiau, and Irene Anthikasiau, she's a lady. She plays the medicine bowls. She play them for about 12 hours, and I play that when I go to sleep. And this particular one was 11. This just happened the other day. It was 11 hours and 35 minutes long. I turned it down real low, and I put my phone in a bag of orgone, and I let it just sit there, and I could hear it playing all night. So when I wake up in the AM, I hear it playing. I go and grab the phone. My phone had only 3% missing as far as the power life and the battery, and the YouTube player was still playing, but it was only an hour and 35 minutes that had lapsed. This just happened the other day, and this happened all the time. But when I got that tech up under my pillow like that, I'm lapsing time like that, or the player only registered an hour and 35 minutes. That was it. And I know I'll be going somewhere else. And not to spook nobody out. Now when I take a nap, I tested it the other day. I took a nap on the couch. And when I went to sleep, I was watching Madlock. No, I was watching Columbo. I was watching Columbo. Yeah, it should tell you how old I am. I was watching that episode of Columbo, and I went to sleep on the Columbo. When I woke up, the Columbo was still in the same exact spot it was in when I went to sleep. It was in the same exact spot. I was like, damn. So I'm always having those time lapses, right? I done already broke the time barrier. That's why I said I'm starting to impact the dream realm as well, right? The proof is in the pudding. I got to get more testimonies in. All my people, I need y'all. I'm gonna start a testimony thread on the school so we can get those testimonies back rolling. I got a lot of testimonies, man. I got a lot of them, and a lot of them are beyond explanation. And that's what happens when you start dealing with spirituality. It's beyond the visible range. It's beyond the range of your five senses. It's beyond the range of your emotions, your thoughts, and your desires. You're going beyond there. And as you start to go beyond this particular range, listen, you're leaving outside the range of reason, rationale, and explanation. And some people, they demand an explanation. Right? But if you don't have nothing to draw from to give you proof, in some cases, the best thing I can do, due to the limitations of your ability to communicate, is refer to you a Bible. Because you only understand English. So I could only say one thing one way for it to make a sense that you're capable of comprehending. Right? But when you start dealing with the spiritual realm and spiritual knowledge, it transcends all limitations. And we're down here functioning in a limitation. Rather, you can accept that or not. The only thing you can make sense of are what you can see, smell, hear, taste, and touch. Right on, Jizzle. You said Philippians. Let me read it. I gotta find a phone. I sure do want some egg fouillon. Yeah, I'm trying to pull it up, man. Hold up. Philippians. This will be the last one. We'll get on up out of here on this. Yeah, do not be anxious about anything. That's right. I see it, 210. Shouts out to 210. Do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your request to God. And the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus. They put it right there at the heart. The mind in the heart. You see that? You always got to put Jesus Christ in there. That's their vampire. It's the Trojan horse. Okay. I see you, Shihan. Shihan Paul. Nuntare, I just added you in. Yeah, check out the levels of the classroom. And anybody else? We got any other questions? Go to the events section of the website. Go to the events section. I got 3 ebooks available for download. Come join our community. All you got to do is purchase a piece of tech and get access to over 3 years of information in our database. Download the 2 books I wrote for free. 2 of the books I've authored for free. That's The Relationship with Oneself, The Raynology of Alkaline Water. We also have a litany of other books that you can PDF download. Books from the Supreme Grandmaster Teacher. I tell people don't download that holy tablets. Just open it up. Don't download it. It'll crash your computer. It's just a large file. Thank you so much. You're welcome, beloved. You're welcome. You're welcome. Thanks, Darren. That's my pale brother right there, Darren. Yeah, come join us in July, Darren. We're having an ancestral altar activation workshop that's going to be in July. Come join us. All my people in the Oklahoma area, Louisiana, New Mexico, West Coast. Shouts out to my man Keith Taylor. Keith Taylor be busting it up from San Francisco. He hopped on that plane. He didn't even drove down before, right? Shouts out to Keith, man. Yeah, come on down and don't miss don't miss the chance to get hit with the staff, man. Don't miss it, man. I'm telling y'all, it's beings up on this higher end of the spectrum. They looking at y'all debate. They looking at y'all make poor decisions. And they come up with stratagems to get to you. And they try to get to you before I can get to you. But like I tell y'all, I ain't going to twist your arm off. Right? Abdul Ku Tapalat. Wabazun be Bamuel Kamu. Who partner to that? Minu nu sheu kawun elabihu. Atunre. Nu net. He het. Kek ki kek amun amunet. Atum shu tefnut geb nut or set or sorrow. Neptet satuk haru happy anquinanti. Nefertum mantu bepti segment het har best patah. Baz patah. Patah baz. Amhotep who me hurt kefri. Meskahenit riot kentamintu. Ikanif mayat renintat shah. Sishat baftat sobak anubu. Kanum kansu tanin. Sia hikat amsu sarapi. Atumre tahuti. Taret selket ha. Nehebka sokar bait. Akir anihirit. Wabwawit. Siket hitet. Marezgir. Sia getit. Astinu bahutit. Kanimtet minket him. Madudi kabasinu duamutet. Merit ura edri nakebit. Siket anuket jet. Tim ua uis anku afnuit sati sekti. Imta. Ninna. Imuet emseti. Himamu. Reshef. Mary. Amon Ray. For the sake of all. Kawu. All right, you guys, we're taking a little break. Come and join us on the YouTube. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube, subscribe to YouTube. And we're going to come back at it again at 4:44 Eastern Standard Time. Not Central Standard. Eastern Standard Time. That's 4:44. Come and join us there. It's going to be a powerful expounding. We're going to pick up where we left off from there. Take an hour break. See you guys there for those that can make it. If not, wait for the replay. Remember, website 1089techvision.com. Support a great cause in this great day and time called Noontare. See you guys there. Badu.